catch up. There we go. Morning, everybody. How have you all been? The last time I streamed, but they apparently made a good move, so I'll take that. What have I done since last time? Not much. I think right. I know I went for Cozy level 5. I did just about get it. I just need just a little bit more. Coziness level 5, basically all that gave me was blueprints. I got some bits that I need to go and just finish off quickly. And we're bringing this with me as well. Because hopefully today I can finish the first story playthrough. I think I need all those bricks. Maybe.
Don't look down! Don't look down!
Just do that with that. Yeah, hopefully today I can just knock out the jarvamatic on my own and then just go for the bad ending. At least get that part of it recorded. Then I can work on the painstaking part of going back through every area, finding all the collectibles, finding all the milk bowlers, and boss fights.
Aphid on the move.
Yeah, I've just literally finished up some of the building part of this bit up here. I'm very aware that in my
taking a look around
single player and mine and Shannon's game, we've got a base that sits there. That always gets attacked when we do the jarvamatic. So I took the few bits away that were up there, and it was basically a lean-to and a empty container. So I've probably just made it harder for myself rather than easier. Just going to put a wall there. There's some walls over here I needed to finish off. I'm not too fussed about. And I didn't have any rope earlier. Should quickly finish these off. Definitely got more rope than I needed. Saved a few more spaces. And then literally what I'm going to do is just fill this space with a whole load of more mushroom brick walls. You know, the idea of this fight is not necessarily to stop them getting through, it's to just keep these guys occupied on other things. It's not as difficult on first playthrough, but yeah, it's a bit more intense on the New Game Plus. So make it a little bit of space, because I'm obviously going to pick up some bits from things that are going to try and eat me in a minute. Should be good to go shortly. Space have I got? 2. That is not going to be enough. This is the other thing that I've done. Because there are, annoyingly, mosquitoes and fireflies that get involved in this fight. They tend to break the stem stuff on the top. So add some of those on top, and then it can distract them a little bit more. I didn't want to fall in here. There's quite a lot of mushroom bricks laying around. I think when I did it on mine and Shannon's game, I used probably one of the large chests just full of stuff. So it's a grind. It's definitely a grind for resources when you first start. But I'm hoping that I can do this once on this game and it'll be done. Yeah, 3 spaces isn't going to be enough either, but that's fine. As I've got it. As I'll just go and put something up here. It's going to get broken, but need to lose some more spaces, so That might be enough. It probably won't be, but... I want to get this done, so let's go. Before I go talk to Wendell, I'll make sure I've got sensible mutations on. There is nothing that gives me that, I don't believe. You know what, let's just put it on a different... let's have that on so I can steal some stuff. Let's take that, because we can. That should actually help with this, so I may as well take that. More stamina and health. Sure. I feel extremely confident about that.
Oh my god!
What's on your mind?
Guess it's time for the inevitable fight to begin.
And so it starts. Anything else snuck up on me yet?
Here comes the insect infestation.
Trying to make some more room so I can pick up some more bits. It's not actually been too difficult so far. So it is all just about keeping them behind the walls.
That's a big insect incoming. Incoming! Lots of them! for us.
This is why I have the ox beetles. They're stuck. Now you're aware. We've got this. This is so easy. Definitely over prep for that.
The point's taking damage.
And voila, done.
I think we've done it! Though the situation did seem rather precarious for a moment there. Wonderful work, though. You would make an excellent lab assistant. When you're a little older, of course. Now, we just need to grab the embiggening cells before the orcs return.
Ah!
How do you like that, Director Spencer?
Run some defences back up quickly, whilst I've got all these mushroom bricks here. Yeah, unfortunately, they get broken. You don't realise they get broken, and then they some of the bits despawn. Nope, half full. Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid, so I could grab all the bits and pieces throughout the... Oh well. There's only a handful of bits that I would have missed. Don't think much of this actually got damaged in here. Probably means most of it got damaged up there.
Aphid on the move.
Okay, that doesn't look too damaged either. Oh well, I was expecting that to be a lot worse than it was. Need some food. Grab some mushrooms.
I have limits. Or, I guess I thought I did.
Then go and grab the embiggening cocktail. Then we should go and complete the game.
I don't have a death wish!
Excellent. Cell integrity appears nominal. You might be the best assistant I've ever had, but don't tell Burgle that. He's just looking for an excuse to use that grilling function. Anyway, back to the spacer. Maybe we can get you home before dinner.
I need to find a different spot for my pet homes. Because I'm going to have a guess and say that at least one of them has been broken. And it's probably because an aphid got stuck in the door with an ant there that wants to eat the aphid. But because the ant can't get in there, it ends up damaging the home. You would have thought I would have learnt the first 3 times I repaired that house. But no. Fortunately, we don't get rid of the orcs having completed that mission. Just means we're going to get attacked still by the orcs.
That's not so bad.
We'll use this at least once. Yeah, going to sleep after I drop off all my mushroom bricks. That little bit of rope that I don't need anymore. And Thor's pendant that I didn't even use.
Angry ant, hopping around over here.
David. Before I start this conversation, are there any orc creatures around here? Oh, don't tell me Wyndham's not gonna teleport himself here. Please help.
We need to talk.
I'm glad he teleported here. Still nothing around here? I apologize for the talking.
Well, we'd better get you back to your families. I suspect they're worried sick about you. Perhaps they are worried about me still, but I know that I put them through a lot. I only hope that they know how much I love them. But there's no sense in being so glum. I haven't quite yet reached the end of my road, though there may not be much track left to lay. Now look, all this sad talk has me mixing my metaphors. Don't worry about me. Whatever will be, will be. I understand. Thank you for everything that you've done. I'll never forget it.
Virgo here. After our call, would you be interested in taking a short survey on the quality of my service today?
For the last time, Burgle, no! I do not want any more of these confounded follow-up surveys. The answer is adequate. Always adequate.
Adequate?
Now, listen to me. This is your manager speaking. We're about to fire up the spacer. I need you to keep an eye on the raw science convergence coupling. The last thing we need is an overload spike.
Wait, you are leaving? Have you been dissatisfied with my service?
Don't worry. I'll come back for you when things calm down in the real world. But it may be a while.
Affirmative, Dr. Tully. I will stay behind. Again.
But I need you to keep an eye on things down here while I'm gone. Regional Science Manager Burgle?
Regional Science Manager? But, Dr. Tully, does that mean we will be franchising?
Burgle, this is a big responsibility. In recognition of your work ethic and commitment to outstanding customer service.
Really? My circuits are sizzling, Dr. Tully. Have no fear. Regional Manager Burgle will not let you down. That's Regional Manager Burgle. Thank you very much.
Indeed it is. This is it, my young friend. When you get home, do me a favor. Don't grow up too fast, will you? Though for the last time, it should be I who is thanking you. Okay then. Would you do the honors of flipping the switch? For science!
And with a flash, that was the end of the tiny adventure of a lifetime. At least that's what the local papers called it. It's hard to believe how much has happened since then. Pete, Max, Willow, and Hoops tried to tell everyone what had happened, but without evidence, no one believed them. No, instead, people heralded Ominent's amazing new invention, a shrinking machine, and everyone learned the name of the one behind it all, Director Dalton Schmechter. It didn't end there. The world found out about me, about the raisoning, and I had to disappear and hide away, which meant all I could do was watch as Schmechter took credit for everything that I had achieved. The kids tried to get back to their normal lives as best they could. Burgle has been keeping an eye on them in my stead, joining their science and robotics club. They made him the mascot, but they didn't tell him that part. I can't help thinking that there was more I could have done with my time in the yard. That said, I have my wife, my family, and I can continue my research, such that it is, trying to make the most of what little time that I have remaining.
Bravo.
Cool. 80%. That's not too terrible. Still means there's a lot to do.
Science!
Cool. So now that we've done that, all that's left for me to do is work on 100% completion. Which means I need to find all the milk molars. Where's the door? Yeah, all the milk molars. Complete the other bosses. Can I get in? Thank you. Somewhere in this place there are at least 2 more field stations, because I think it's 22 across the entire yard. Some more scabbies across the yard. I've got to complete all of Burgle's remaining quests. I've got to find these four. Oh, yeah. So that is boss, and boss. And there's some gaps in all of the data that I haven't found. Including that. Well, that one is. Feel like there's at least a couple in the ominous ones that aren't present. I'm still missing a key, because there's 4 keys and then the assistant manager's card. 2 more statues. And then all these boxes here need filling in. And all the mixers need doing. That should be most of the 20%. Yeah. So I've got a bit to do. What do I want? Get rid of the ant parts first of all. Some of this I can work on behind the scenes. I'm not going to sit here and make you guys watch as I go around and find all the collectibles. That's painful for me, so I'm not going to make you suffer through that.
I'd eat this normally.
But I could go and do some mixer prep. What boss food do I have? In there? Could go and do one of those. I also do feel like I need to upgrade my weapons a little bit as well. Because that took a bit of a beating just... Sorry, that took a bit of a beating just in that one fight. Upgrading it a bit more would give it more durability, so it won't die so quickly. Yeah, I'm just going to go and see where I am with milk molars. And I need to build this guy at home again. I don't think they used that, but okay. Yeah, so I need to work through this lot. I'm pretty sure that's a boss. That's probably a boss. One of these might be milk molars. One of these might be... Oh no, that's a boss, that's a boss. That's got to be a boss. That's kill a certain amount of creatures. Yeah, I suppose we can work on some of these. I need one more for health. That's why I'm holding off on that then. Five, 10, 15, 30, 36. Is that really 40 to go? 15 to get that full. Plus 5 is 20. Plus that 5 and then 6. 20, 25, 31, 35, 40. Wow. And then 15, 16 more gold ones to find. Oh yeah, I've got to buy all these as well. Which means there's a load of, there's a load of raw science out there to both earn and or generate. Feather. Going to need some of that now to prepare my houses again. I kind of feel like wherever I put it, it's just gonna get, they're just gonna get trapped in there again. You can just sit in there for a minute, because I can't bother to deal with you right now. Okay, let's make it this guild tube that I didn't want to make in the first place, but apparently I need to make one separately. Can I even find guild tubes though? Yay. And then it wants us to make one of those. And it wants us to make one of those. Let's make that smaller. Most of these quests aren't that difficult. These are all like little parts of the game that you might naturally do. Refill. Craft berry leather. Kill infected ladybugs. And heal Bassa. Cool. I can do one of those quite easily. Killing.
I mean, this is probably what bottled water is.
Infected ladybug. Let's go and find one of those. I've already forgotten what the other one was. Gonna make it. Yeah, so I'm going over the top of this rock. Might be worth going to grab that raw science that's making noises. Oh, it's definitely worth going in there to get that, because there's a scabby going off around here. I feel like scabby is in here. Otherwise, it's on top of that rock, and I will steal.
I'll start working on my acceptance speech. Oh, I'm stuck!
Take the corpse! Yeah, this is basically what my life's going to be off camera for a little while now. I have been thinking about going back to an old game to stream. Because I haven't been on stream with either of those two games. Think about it for a while. very aware that this entrance is blocked.
Oh, I'm stuck in this web! Just give me a second to let my eyes adjust to that.
See what I mean by blocked in a minute.
I've been poisoned!
Remember when they were scary and they were really hard to kill? I honestly can't remember. Like, it was a long time ago that they were difficult to kill. Now it's like, oh, look, a wolf spider. Yay. The only thing that makes them difficult now is when you fight them in the dark, in a dark spot, and you can't see where they're coming in, so you can't time their attacks. That was helpful. It's one less thing to find later. Yeah, I don't think I'm up for doing a boss fight, so I might actually just ending this. That's an hour. It's a short video for me, but it's an hour. Yeah, so I've got all that, got the fun field task of doing all these. Oh, I haven't been to the sandcastle. Cool. Oh, that's what it was. Make berry leather. Yeah, where is that? Oh, that's on top of the sandcastle. This one that's annoying to get to. You have to, unless you can set up a sophisticated zip line system to go across the top of it, you basically have to build stairs to get up there. That's annoying. Still chasing me. Oh, you giving up. Oh, good. Yes, we've done all the ants. We haven't got that to worry about. Yeah, I've got a lot of things to do, and I say most of it I may as well do off camera. I will set up the. Oh, hello. There's people, and people actually talking. Wow. I have people watching, and someone made a follow and everything. Oh my god. You have just made my day. Wow. Hello. Do you know how long it's been since I've had anyone else other than one person talk to me? Oh. It's a really simple little button to push, and it really, really has just made my day. Thank you so, so much for actually being here and actually watching this. Is there anything you want me to do? As I've got someone talking to me, is there anything you would like me to do whilst I'm here? I don't have to turn off. I was just thinking that no one was watching me, and I looked around at the screen and there's people watching me, so... You're not familiar with the game, so you're curious. Cool. So, if you've never played Grounded, it is a survival game where you are basically shrunk down to the size of an ant by the guy that's in that little capsule thing over there. You do have a building element. I've had to build this entire house. Yes, you've got a building element side of it, so if you like kind of building survival games, that's one of the things you can do with it. There are boss fights, again, if you like that kind of style of game as well. The survival element, you've got, there's a food and hunger meter up in the top right corner. This is basically the basic inventory system that you've got. You can upgrade your weapons accordingly as well. Yeah, there's a lot of sort of gathering involved. This is my storage room. Picked all these bits and pieces up. And there are collectibles to grab as well. Initially, you'll start off with what they call Tier 1. So everything that's got a 1 is what you would initially start off with. As you progress through the game, you then get access to slightly better stuff. It's kind of designed really to have sort of 2 or 3 people playing. You can have up to 4 at once. The advantage of having 4 people is you can have more people gathering stuff. But at exactly the same time, if you add a second person or a third person or a fourth person, the bosses and the difficulty ramps up as well. So you can end up making it more difficult for yourself by having more people join. But then you don't get the banter side of things, and you get if you've got a good group of friends that like kind of raid battle style boss fights, you can kind of work together. One of you can take all the damage while the other one's sitting there in the background. But essentially all the enemies that are in the game are insects of some description, or spiders. If you're arachnophobic, not a great game to play. Yeah, there's a couple of different spiders in the game. Where am I? Then, yeah, you've got 3 different categories of like insects. All of these down here are harmless. Most of these are food, so they're all food up to there. The scarab is to do with upgrades, and then these are special creatures that are in the game. All the angry ones will always be hostile to you, pretty much. But yes, there's a handful of different spiders. Mosquitoes are annoying. Black widow's a pain. Nice. Apparently this is on 50% on sale on Steam at the moment, if you guys haven't seen it. So it's a great game. I played it initially when it first came out, and the improvements they've made since then was ridiculous. Let me open my map up. So the initial game that they released in game preview gave you basically everything below my cursor. So all of this was accessed in early access. And then they added this part of the game when they full released it. And then they added a boss fight up in here, which is nothing to do with the main kind of story part of it. There's another boss in this corner over here, which I think was added as part of the full release. But it's a couple of years old now, so it's stood the test of time, certainly. I started playing this again because they've just released a second game. The second game preview that's out now in early access and on Game Pass, things like that. The space they've said is the equivalent to the whole of this game, and that's Act 1. So, once they've completed Act 1, and they've listened to what we're sort of talking about, things we like, things we don't like, they're going to tweak bits and pieces, and then they're going to introduce Act 2. One of the main differences between Game 1 and Game 2 is you can ride the creatures in Game 2. So you can ride on the soldier ants, and towards the end of Act 1 you can ride the spiders as well. But yeah, if you're really interested in the game, I have everything that I've got for this game recorded on my YouTube channel. There should be a link somewhere on Twitch for you to get to my YouTube, so you can go back to episode 1 and watch through to where we are today. They're quite long videos. They're about 2 hours normally. It's normally what I do, so I wouldn't expect you to sit there and watch 2 hours straight. Yeah, so I say it's certainly my style game. I like the sort of long grinding and gathering part of games. Once you sort of get to a certain point, you know, things become really easy. What else have I got on me? Yeah, inventory management sucks. It really, really does. So many things that you can just pick up. I like the fact that this has got a quick deposit as well. That's very helpful. Fuzz. I wanted to eat that, which is why I picked that up. And
It's pretty good.
Oh, so I need, if I want to upgrade some stuff, I'm going to need to get some more salt and some more spicy shards. I need to do, I've got boss fights that I still need to do. Got some swimming to do. Yeah. So, comment in the over there was basically saying, I wish you could lock the inventory slots. Yeah, this part of it, would love to lock it. Every time you die and pick up your bags, these get all mixed up, and it makes absolutely no sense. And then when you use an item and go back to your inventory, it'll move from that spot to here somewhere, for no reason. It's an empty slot, it just moves into a random space. Of course, try and show you and it doesn't work. I don't know what to do now.
At least it's clean.
I'm going to... Let's
Ish.
go and take out the mantis. I need to do it. And... just trying to remember what you're weak against. Let's go and fight the mantis anyway. I'll work my way through it, I'm sure.
Oh my god!
I love the fact that the fast travel system is basically just a zipline system. Nice. It's nice having a lot more water available. How far through the game are you? If you're sort of middle of the game, you can get the Ever Charcoal Canteen. That's basically how I'm managing my water at the moment. Most of the time. I initially put that one up. First day, 11 hours. So, what's that for me? Just trying to think. Very quick way for you to make progress from where you currently are, if you wanted to jump ahead. You can find a rotten version of the lava blade, or make a lava blade. That'll give you a big boost in taking out your first wolf spider, which can then give you access to the spider fang dagger. And that's a fairly solid weapon for middle of the game. I would strongly recommend trying to get those parts there for the insect hammer as soon as you can. If you haven't got it yet, do so. Spiders are deadly at the moment. Spiders are deadly until you get to that point where you've got an upgraded spider fang dagger, and then they're difficult at that point. Once they get too difficult, if you're very, very skilled in what you're doing and you time your things correctly, I'll tell you what, I'll backtrack. I found a way, the way that I cheesed my first wolf spider, and I'm pretty sure I recorded it on camera, and I've done it a couple of times to get all the parts I needed. Have you done any of the labs yet? If you haven't done any of the labs, I would definitely recommend doing the hedge lab first, because it's the easiest. Yeah, there's a wolf spider. Funny thing. There's a wolf spider over here. Whatever bow that you have, it can be the simple basic bow that you've got. Oh, you've done the one with Burgle. Okay. If you come over to this area here, so you've got the picnic table up there, and sort of hang around this kind of area here. My home is sort of that direction near the crow. If you ignore the fungal growth and the ladybug, there's a stink bug, or a group of stink bugs up in here. If you shoot one of the stink bugs and lure it into this kind of area, run into this direction, shoot the wolf spider through the grass, and then stand in this pool of water, you can have the stink bug pull the aggro from the wolf spider, so you can sit there and just throw as many arrows at the wolf spider as you need to. You might find that you get some mosquitoes come over as well. As soon as you go into swim in this water, all the bugs will disengage you. Then you can come back out, throw some more shots at it, and come back in again. If you time it well, you can just make the spider disappear. It'll start to go back towards its sleep spot, and then you can shoot it again and bring it back in. That's how I killed my first one, both on camera and on my sort of single player game I've got. So yeah, once you've done the oak lab, that doesn't really count as an easy lab, but there's no enemies over there now. I'm just going to walk back to home. Not that I'm worried about a stink bug, but the things to know about the hedge lab is it's a lot bigger or spread out across the map than you think. I should have put Natural Explorer on. In fact, let's do that, because apparently I'm going to be running around for a little bit. Where are you gone? There. This makes me run faster. No, that's gone. I can stand in here and talk a little bit more. So yeah, when you do the hedge lab for the first time, first of all, it's quite a distance. So there's the oak lab. You'll get a point that tells you to come over to the ascent, which is over here. Once you start to climb up into the actually climb up into the hedge, you'll find that you've got loads of branches to walk across. Would definitely recommend bringing either a dandelion tuft, which you can get lots by breaking dandelions. These are the ones that I've got spare currently. Or if you're lucky, you can find the fluffy one. The normal dandelion tufts will break each time. The trinket version stays with you permanently, so if you fall, you fall. You can just catch yourself and you don't end up dying. It's annoying, because you then have to go all the way back to the ascent. But you can work your way through through the hedge, and eventually you'll get to the actual lab itself, which is up in the top corner here. When you get up to the lab, you'll realise that there are milk molars in the game, and you can't break that gold one until you've got the insect hammer, which is the tier 2. One of these is already broken inside the lab, so you'll get your first upgrade, so to speak. I could very quickly run through it. It's not as difficult for me at the moment, because obviously the enemies are nicely dealt with, but I could run through it and give you a quick tutorial through there, so to speak, if you wanted to see that. No, I do actually need to go over there and find a collectible. Apparently I missed. Is that a ton of the dandelions? Yeah, you clock up those quite quickly. This isn't the fastest way of travelling. It's basically level, so... Did also need to make some more berry leather, so I might as well get some of that at the same time. Every time I forget about that place. It's an underwater cave down there. Yeah, there's so much to actually remember to bring with you. you just go for a general explore. Strongly recommend bringing a gas mask as soon as you can get one. Yeah, it'll bring you to this location here. If you watch any of the old YouTube videos, this will be a paperclip as opposed to a set of secateurs, or shears, or whatever you want to call them. So yeah, you've got to walk through all these vines. In fact, I'm going to take Natural Explorer off now. Then yeah, follow these lights. There is a milk molar that sits on top of this, which I've already got. We'll then send you across this zip line.
Don't look down! Don't look down!
But I'd make sure that you go backwards to go into this room. I missed this the first time. You'll have a couple of boxes like this which will have some food or upgrade materials in there. And then in this room, there's this big lever. When you pull that, there'll be a cutscene. That'll give you access to scan the area for certain ingredients. Once you've found them and identified what they are, you can access the terminal and it'll be like, oh, that's where all the wolf spiders are, for wolf spider bits and pieces. The other thing that you might find helpful to start off with, when you get over here, these spider sacks. Sometimes when you break them open, you'll find that there'll be ladybug parts or stinkbug parts, some of those kind of things actually inside the sacks. So when you break them, that might be one of the ways that you can help upgrade yourself quite quickly. Just be aware that when you break one, spiderlings will come out and attack you. So I wouldn't recommend breaking lots of them at the same time. What's that? 3 came out of there. Obviously, just starting out, you're not going to have quite as much health as I've got. Rude. I'm going to go over that way. Then yeah, you'll get to this point anyway. There is a bed over in this corner, which you can sleep in, provided you haven't got any spiders. So you can set a respawn point there, so you haven't got to go all the way back to the start. You can respawn back here. Bring you to another zip line. Up there is where one of the bosses are. If you go up into that space, you can have a look around the boss arena. It won't actually summon the boss when you go in there. You need to provide it with some food to actually summon it. So when you first come through here, there's a little bit of raw science just sat at the entrance. I've seen a lot of videos where people are scared to go up there because they can see it's a boss arena and they're like, don't want to go up there and get it. But at the early part of the game, all the raw science you can get is going to help you get all the unlocks that you need. Can I actually break you and catch you? Yes. Cool. I don't know if I needed the berries, but I know I need to make some berry leather. Probably got some at home, I've just forgotten about it. Yeah, then you should come to this section. There are a couple of spiders in here, normally. Yeah, something. Sure, I'll take that. Right on up here. Certainly made it a lot easier. The original videos that I've watched of this, they had big spiders up in the trees. They changed it to make it a little bit easier for people. There's the scabby here as well, that's cool. Yeah, initially when you come here you won't be able to get into any of these doors. It will ask you to put your hand on this scanner, and then when you go to click on this button it will ask you for a password. You need to go through the lab and work out what the password is. When you come back you can then push the button and it will work. If you've missed part of the password it won't open up this door. And you'll find when you get into this room there'll be a super chip sat on this table, and there'll be a duplication disc or duper disc on this chair. Make sure you take that, because that's part of one of the quests for Burgle that you'll need to do towards the end. And you'll be able to duplicate tier 1 items for raw science. Not using raw science, which will be another way for you to potentially upgrade some of your weapons. You might get one single spider fang and you need 2 or 3 for things in the future. Where exactly is my collectible? There it is.
Slowly, my torments come together into one ingenious solution. After trying countless materials, I finally found something to fix my zipline problem. While the bonding formulas were complex to say the least, I've successfully fused the minerals with raw science. Once again, it proves to be the key. The new ropes are miraculously soft, but have the tensile strength of forged steel. I've dubbed my new creation Zippy Fiber. Just think of the practical applications.
Dental floss!
Oh, only something without gums would suggest that. This is not some trifle to pick parsley between trips to the periodontist.
I will take your word for it, Dr. Tully.
That's the milk molar that I was talking about a minute ago. It's always open now. It used to be that you have to break it. But again, I think they made it so that it's quite obvious why you want to break the milk molars. Can you leave me alone? There we go. Yeah, when you get here the first time, there's a gold milk molar here. The gold milk molars they do a slightly different role. So the gold ones give you either increased arrow size, or arrow stack size, increased resource stack size, and consumable stack size. So initially it's 5 consumables, and then it's 10 resources. So that's why I've got 22 fibre. That helps you kind of manage your inventory a lot easier. And I'd have 3 stacks of bandages if I was going through this the first time. So, and then another 3 stacks of those smoothies. Yeah, obviously I've upgraded some things so I can carry more stuff, which means I can actually bring back more stuff. Yeah, it's quite difficult managing it to start off with. There's also one of the password pieces in there, which sometimes gets missed. Yeah, that's what I thought. You are up there. Yeah, if you fall down, okay, you can actually get back up from here. Also just spotted her. A little bit of that laying around. Thank you for making my life really easy. Oh, one more swing. Yeah, watch the spiders. Many, many spiders. Need to get on the roof to get this scabby. Up. Also, there is a statue on this table. One of the fairly important collectibles. Gives you a lot of coziness in your base. Hi. Gonna cause me some problems in a second. You're gonna follow me.
An antidote!
I hate finding this one. I always struggle to find this one particular scabby. And it's annoying because I know it's this scabby and I can never find it. You would have thought I would have struggled to find it 25 times, I'd be able to find it. And it. Stop that making noise now. I'm glad I had to come over here. Would have been really annoying to have to come over here just for one scabby. you the where the brood mother recipe is. He's going back up here again. Yeah, so it's a good game overall. If you like survival games, you like kind of boss fight side of things, it certainly gets your mind working how you're going to do the next fight. Once you've completed the game, certainly once I've completed the game, I'm going to go to a new game plus, which just ramps up the difficulty and makes it far more interesting. Because you have the normal enemies that you are used to killing, but they have extra powers. Yeah. Suddenly you step into a new game plus for the first time and it's like, oh, okay, that little Lawmite that was really, really easy to kill before really isn't easy to kill anymore. I'm in the wrong spot. You must be one of those there then. Oh, 1 AM your end. Okay. I'll let you go to sleep. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. It's actually nice to talk to someone whilst I'm doing this. Thank you very much. See you later. Make sure you get some sleep. Where was I going? Well, I need to go... Yeah, somewhere here is a another little part of the lab I'm looking for. Here's those mushrooms, isn't it? There we go. So the first room that we go into in this part of the lab is where that zipline is. If you walk along this branch up and over to here, and then follow this branch down up these mushrooms, and go left. This is quite narrow through here. I'd recommend definitely walking. But you've got a milk molder that sits in between those two parts of the zip line. Cable tie or zip tie. And then up in that room, if you walk up this branch, jump onto that one, walk along, go into there, you'll find the recipe for the brood mother. And that's how you can then fight the brood mother for the first time. So, yeah, I had to come back and find that. Yeah, there's a lot to do within the game to actually get everything done. Cool. It's basically the lab anyway. I say I've got videos on YouTube with my playthrough of this, so if you want to go through and watch it at a slower pace, feel free to. What else is there? I need to find somewhere to sleep just to get rid of the night. I've got a sleep spot by the pond. Is that my nearest Nice one.
What do we have lurking around out here? Ugh!
Where's my point? Go towards the point. Use the waypoint to know which way to go. Walking around in the dark, trying to walk out of the game. Sleep spot. Yeah, it's one of the things that I've done quite a lot. Is just many places where you can sleep, just to make it so it's daytime. It's not a video thing. It's just literally walking around in the day. It's so much easier. And then you can put your shield back up. And that shield part of things is actually kind of a... It's certainly a very useful thing to do early on. Where is it? You're under... You're actually under weapons. So yeah, you need raw meat for the weevil, which is a bit of a pain, and that's what you need to use to repair it, so... You kind of have to keep on top of that. But once you can upgrade to any one of the better ones, you can eventually just use random amp parts for that. Yeah, it just gives you that extra blocking power, so you can start to learn to block the attacks. If you want to unlock the Perimaster mutation, just go and stand by one of the lawn mites in the starting area. Just block every attack from them. Eventually you'll get it. I'll just give you that mutation so you can make it a bit easier for you to block. If you've only done the first lab, you'll only have 2 available mutations, which is where the gold milk molars come in. And sorry, the white milk molars as well, sorry. Oh, mosquitoes. As you can tell, mosquitoes are just annoying, and if you run away far enough, they'll leave you alone eventually.
That's not so bad.
Did just spot if you need to get the... Where you gone? If you don't know how to get grub hide, grab a acorn shovel. If you can't make an acorn shovel, make a pebblet hammer. And that's how you get the acorn pieces. Then you should have, hopefully enough, after a couple of acorns to come to this area around here and find wherever that grub was. There's grub. And that should give you grub hide, if you need the grub hide for a shield. So yeah, you should be able to get those bits quite easily. When it comes to starting to go to the second lava, which you might not know about at this point in your game, there's a couple of things you can do to sort of prep ahead of time without doing too much in the water. Just get over to the water first.
Those aphids look like they have things to do and people to see. That tastes surprisingly not terrible.
So, things you can do to prep for the water side of things. Make sure you're carrying a spear. Initially, because you won't have access to the pebblet dagger. First of all, be aware of the fish. She will one-shot you. She'll probably one-shot me. And if she doesn't one-shot me, she'll definitely two-hit me, and you can't kill it. So, always be aware of where the fish is when you're in the pond. This is basically food, so you can eat that if you need to. There's just some algae that's on the side. The oxygen meter that's going down quite rapidly, don't let that get to 0. If it gets to 0, you die instantly. There's a lot of survival games out there where once you get to 0 oxygen, it will start to take damage off your health. It doesn't do that on this. Once you get to 0, you drown. That's it, you're dead. You will need some of this for your pebblet dagger. Once you've got a pebblet dagger, I would recommend making that before you come into the pond. Because that is a slightly easier weapon to use underwater. You will need some of these for the flippers that you can make. And somewhere over just down here. There. There's another item that you'll need for the gill tubes. Should be eelgrass. You can only chop it with a dagger, so you need to get the dagger recipe, make a dagger, come over to that point, and a couple of other points around to get the stuff that you need to get the basic underwater gear. Luckily, there is only this sort of one major lab that you need to worry about with the water stuff, so you don't need to upgrade it heavily. I've got a little respawn point here, just on that odd chance that I do drown. Cool. Let's take all that home with me. Yeah, I would recommend doing the hedge first, definitely. It'll give you access to some slightly better gear. Give you an idea of what to expect in the other labs. And there are robots in the hedge that you will experience in the other labs as well. They just get progressively more complicated, difficult to deal with towards the end. Yeah, Glad I jumped online today. I'm in an hour and about it, but yeah, I jumped on. Just need that. And as soon as you
I don't have a deck.
start making zip lines, makes life so much easier. Like for must have been maybe episode sort of 3-ish, sort of 3 and 4. I would have been carrying around clay and spider silk to make up zipline anchors where I need to. Just dump all this off. It's all actually resources. It's my food downstairs. We're gonna get attacked by spiders. Oh, look at that.
There's
Spiders.
a fight starting here.
Snacks. Don't think I've got any jerky on me. As you can tell, I'm really worried about the spiders that are coming. Shrooms. Oh, I should be able to pick up anything that's by these guys now.
Not feeling good at all.
Oh, nice. Gold card. The gold cards don't mean anything. Let these guys catch up. Yeah, you might find when you do the hedge the first time this happens to you as well, so just be aware that you might get attacked. It's normally just a handful of smaller ones first of all. But as you upset them more and more and more, you get more and more. This is where the learning how to carry the attacks from them. So especially when you've got, you know, a lot less health. Base defended. Yes. While I'm thinking about that as well.
Aphid on the move.
So yeah, that go back to the hedge. The room with the lever gives you access to this. So if I wanted to find spider fangs, I can hit spider fangs and it will send a blip across the map. Tell you basically where all the spider fangs are available if you're struggling to find something. Yeah, or I don't know, you want to find Keep it hide. spots up here. There's some underneath the porch over here. No, it's not the porch. There's a step underneath the shed. Lots in this area over here. That's higher tier stuff. Handful of mints that are laying around. The easiest spot to find the mints first, or in the first part of the game, is literally just outside the in the candy dispenser. Yeah, that just helps you out. Once you've identified them, you need to actually scan them first. Your base is next to this then, as in, like here. Yeah. That's where I built my very, very, very first base. It was literally just on here. And then I realised I needed more space, so I've always built a sizable base here.
Hey.
Yeah, most
no
people
one likes
start
a nosy
off
neighbor.
not knowing how to play the game or what they need for the game. It's like, I just build a little camp here and put a workbench there, and then they realise quite quickly, oh, I've got 20 other things to build. Yeah, I assume as you've done the Oak Lab, you've been in this little cave. Did you go into the back part of the cave?
Light. Burn back the
Should've been down
shadows
here.
and turn away the inky depths of the night.
There would have been a load of rocks blocking this doorway to bring you into this area. There's a scabby that sits down here. It's one of the sort of first ones that you can find. There's also some grubs in here as well. On the odd chance that you need early game arrows, it's a little risky. There is a thistle plant up here. Just walk up and steal the thistle plant. Thistle needles from there. You can climb up to the top and get quite a few, but it's you got them. Yeah, the only risk part of it is that stink bug that wanders around. If you're struggling to get the gas mask, it's a weevil nose. Basically, is the only thing that you need. It's a fairly rare drop, but
Hello, powerless.
when you kill 50 of them, eventually you'll get some. This is that spot that I was talking about with the rotten blade, I believe. Yeah. Rotten lava blade is in this rock, which is by this branch. So it's a fairly easy spot to actually find. Taming pets. I can talk about taming pets. So the 3 ants that I've got, they are dependent on how you deal with the ant queens. So there are technically 3 ways that you can deal with the ant queens. You can only do 1 per queen per playthrough. So you can befriend them, you can poison them, which kills them, or you can infect them. If you poison them, they just die. In your next playthrough, they'll come back and they'll be alive. But if you infect them, they will die for your current playthrough, and then they'll come back infected. And then you can cure them in your second playthrough or the playthrough after that. and then they'll come back to a normal ant. But if you befriend them, they will reward you with a baby. So I've rewarded all 3. Sorry, I've befriended all 3. Each time you do that, or each time you deal with one of the ants, you get a level of ambassador. That means you can walk around the ants and they won't attack you. For the red ant one, you can build, or you can make the red ant armor. Which I have upstairs. So yeah, you can make the red ant armor, and that will do the same job, but it only works for the red ants. You can only do it for the red ants. It does mean, I think you do need to kill at least 1 or 2 soldier ants. You have to get quite lucky with the red ant head. Yeah, you need the red ant mandibles to make the armor. But once you've got all 3 pieces of that armor, sorry, looking at the wrong one. Acid glands, which you can get from the red ant soldiers. And oh, it's just the acid glands. Okay, I thought you needed the mandibles as well. So yeah, once you've got all 3 of those pieces, you can get the relevant pieces for the armor. Go into the red ant queen's nest, give her her favourite food, and then she won't. Then you can walk around the red ants without any issues. The black and the fire ants, which are the other 2 ones, you have to go into their respective homes with the soldier ants trying to eat you all the way through. It's not fun. You can go to grinders. If you truly want to, you can make a plant slurry, a mushroom slurry, and a spoiled slurry. If you make the mushroom one, you can take a weevil. The spoiled meat one is a gnat. And the plant slurry, you can attract a aphid. And eventually they will become friends. You can take them with you if you want to. The only issue is dependent on whether you're playing on easy or hard. On easy and normal mode, they won't take any damage, regardless of what pet you've got. So you can use them as a moving chest. The risk comes from playing on hard mode. They can actually hurt your pets, unless you change one of the settings. So it's worth sort of just bearing in mind that you might not want to have your prized ant following you around all the time. But you can pet them. It's quite cute. Yeah, I think a lot of people generally use the aphids or the weevils just because they're almost expendable. It's not like an issue to get more because they're everywhere. No, it's under decorations, isn't it? Once you get to that point, you can make a pet house. As much as I don't want you living in my house, you're living in my house now, because I'm fed up of having to rebuild your houses. Apparently I'm out of mushroom bricks, which means I can't reach it. Unfortunately, you can't actually make the mushroom bricks until you're able to make the oven. Yeah, it's a process. You need to you need to get to the Haze lab and get the super chip from the Haze lab to be able to make an oven. Which means you also can't add the elements onto your weapons as well. But once you deposit your pet, you can rename them. You can also, just going to run upstairs because I haven't made any of these yet, but I may as well. Go to armor, go all the way to the bottom. You can put little helmets on them. There you go. You have to be on the floor.
Peeping makes me feel a little creepy.
You can put them on the other ones as well. Yeah, so it's a nice little thing just to add. It gives them more health overall, so there's a higher chance they'll actually survive. When you get to like boss fights and things like that, it's almost not worth you actually taking them. They're just going to die. Snap. Acorns. Cool, we use all the shells. Nice. Great. Some needles. When was the last time I put something in there? Oh, I've got less than one stack. Cool. What else? Sure, just gonna go back in there. Upgrade rocks can go here. Shield can go back on. Never did take on the boss, but that's fine. Yeah, you learn quite quickly that you need quite a large storage space. Grub hide. You on a separate one? Yes, you are. Berries. I must have put you in the leather. Cool. Bit of clay. As an example, that will probably fill up a normal basket at your sort of stage of the game, because this will be stacks of 10. And these have obviously been here a little while, because I've still got a stack of 25 there. Oh, that's why. Got a singular piece of food in my inventory. Just trying to think what you need to unlock. Spinning wheel might just be a normal unlock. Same with grinder. You might be able to speed it up with the petals, which is what you would need to get the say either of the slurries. And the spoiled meat one, if you just leave a piece of meat in your inventory, eventually it will spoil, which will give you enough to make your to identify the spoiled meat as a possible slurry. That's the mince I was talking about.
Those aphids look like they have things to do and people to see.
Luckily you don't have to worry about these spiders at this stage of the game. You still coming? Leave me alone. Oh, I'm glad I finally built that step. It's been there since episode 2. This is, yeah, a few episodes down the line. Mints. Put the mints away. Oh. Once you can break the candies, it's definitely recommended that you eat one of these. And then it will remind or prompt you with the fresh defense. Fact, I'm missing something. I shall give you an example.
I know I'm a picky eater, but still.
That should give me sour safety. And I can't remember whether it's just one each time or maybe it's 5. That's it. That's how you unlock that one. I'm sure it's the same for sour. Yeah, once you do that with the mint one, it'll give you that first level of fresh defense. It's one of my most used mutations, certainly since I unlocked it. I think it's probably the only one that I actually keep on there all the time, apart from Rascal Rogue. I need more sour. Sure, let's just take that out. It's number 2. That should probably give us number 3. Where is it there? The main reason for that is the sizzle protection. Burn, I'm guessing, is the fire ants and or the bombardier beetles when they throw their acid at you. And then the gas resist is for the haze area and stink bugs. And then that is useful for some of the boss fights because they generally use stabbing attacks. With the animation saying, "Oh look, spicy safety 3, maybe not." Just not gonna do it. Cool. Well, I think I'm actually going to wrap it up there. So I normally go for 2 hours. We're a little bit over that. But, yeah, thank you so much for being on today. That has really made my day. I've been sat at 8 followers for a very long time. So thank you for joining me today. I say, for those people that aren't watching on Twitch and aren't currently live, I do have a YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure there is a link on my page to my YouTube channel. So if you want to watch the videos back from episode 1 or check out some of the other stuff I've got on there, feel free to. And yeah, drop a like and subscribe on there if you do go that way, because that'd be very helpful for me. And if you want to see more content, I kind of need this kind of feedback. So if you've got any comments, questions, queries, send them to me and I will do my best to answer them. I'm not sure when I'm next going to be live, but if you're a follower, it should come up with a a notification saying, by the way, I'm going live. I did used to schedule it, but I've gone to that point where I'll just jump on when I feel like it. It's not a it's a me thing rather than a scheduling thing. It became a bit too much for me to guarantee that I was going to do something every week, every single Saturday is what I used to do. But yeah, with that, I will say my goodbyes, and I will hopefully see you the next time I go live. Thank you very much, and I will see you when I see you next. Take it easy, and have a good day. See you later.